journey, let the adventure begin. From the live chats, we'll tell you what's new, sharing our progress and projects with you. From Florida's coast to Arkansas hills, we're chasing freedom and chasing thrill.
Well, howdy everybody. Yeah, I screwed up bad. Well, evidently, while all the filming the last 2 days, I had the settings on the camera wrong. And didn't realize it, you know, just like with my phone. A lot of times with my phone, I'll stick it in my pocket and it'll change settings on me and what have you like that. Just like my Wi-Fi calling I had turned off, and for the last week or whoever knows how long, people were saying they couldn't get a hold of me, trying to call me and no answer. And I thought it was just the barn doing it, or my Wi-Fi doing it. Well, no, come to find out I had turned the settings off somehow and the Wi-Fi calling off, and anyway, I fixed that. So with all the filming the last couple days, I didn't realize that it was in a different mode in the camera. So yeah, when I went and put the video together today and went to play it back, it was like, what happened? So needless to say, none of it came out where it was good enough to see it very well anyway, put it that way. It was all in cinematic view, and a lot of you would have been really upset with watching it, and I was just like, oh my god, I cannot believe I did all that. So basically 2 days of footage is wasted. But you know, it is what it is. It'll happen, you know. I never claimed to be any kind of filming professional, and you know, as most of you know, I am not a techie person, so you know, I didn't know and didn't think much about it. But I did get a lot done, so I think while I got you here, I think I'll just go around and show you what all I've done. And this way you still get to see what happened and what have you like that. So let's go for a walk. Let me show you what I've done. So anyway, yeah, I've been digging on the pond. And look at the drive, y'all. I brought all this dirt up here and got this all raised up and smoothed out. Got that big pile of brush gone. And now look at this, all this over here is all nice and pretty. I still got some more dirt I want to bring in over here. Try to get ready for the rock. Anyway, you know, I got all that shale coming, so I've got to do the driveway. But you can see, I don't know if you can see the dip right there, how it goes down and then goes back out to the road. That's how much dirt I've brought in over here. I've brought in a lot over here. And the J pond, I got a lot of it going on, but I'll show you that here in a minute. So got the pipe in the ground. I'm walk you over here. I said let me show you. Let me show you what I did. See? So yeah, the pipe's in the ground, you know, and all this was rock anyway, so it was real nice. I just dug the rock out and put it right back in there. So now that should overflow right into there. So if it gets any higher than the pipes, then it'll go into there and it'll go downhill like it's supposed to. But it is really looking really nice out here. Slowly but surely. I got to get tow truck out here still and do a little bit, like right there, get those rocks out and these few rocks out. And like I said, I still got to bring in a few more loads of dirt over here on this to bring it up where I really want it, and so it'll flow right. We're supposed to have like a 30% chance of rain coming tomorrow and Tuesday, but 30% chance is not all that high. As you can see over here, I got a lot of dirt brought in right there. You know, that's one place where Bertha was stuck at one point and just sunk. And even though I brought that up over a foot, yeah, over a foot right there, it's still super soft. But I'm able to drive on it enough to make it smooth out with Bertha, so then I can get in there with the tow truck and smooth it out even better. And you can see the big piles of dirt over there. But let me walk you over here and show you what I did on the pond. And you know, I had this really cool thumbnail made up and everything for the video, and you know, it was really catchy thumbnail. And I thought, man, I really did good on this video until I went to play it back and seen it was in like cinematic forum, and it was just like, it was horrible. It really was horrible. Even got some good views of digging all this out, you know, but nope, didn't do it. So I'm going to show you what we got over here. So we've dug the pond out. This is the back side right here. The island is now real defined, and that's about 9 foot right there, y'all. And I even got the hook put in here. So what I'm doing here is, if you can see these two little ledges, this ledge I'm going to cut out right here. I'm going to finish taking that out, and that lip there I'm going to smooth it out so that I can get down in here with Bertha and level the bottom out a little bit better. But I've created this part here so that I can drive Bertha down in there. Also, in case that goofball right there decides to go chasing a frog, and she jumps in here for some reason or falls in here, that she can walk her way out of here and go out that way. So that's the reason main reason I'm doing it, is not so much for Bertha but for the dogs, so that, you know, they can swim over to this edge, and the more they walk down in here, the more they're learning that okay, this is the area that we can get out in. So, you know, with the high banks like that, they wouldn't be able to get out. They would have to swim over here, and they can get out this way. But at least this way they'll be able to walk in and out. And plus, if I ever get this thing to where it's nice clear water, you know, with a filter system on it, that'd be a good way to be able to walk into the pond and go swimming in. And if you want to jump in, we're 10 foot deep down here. And I see that water seeping up out of the ground. The dogs seem to love it, even though it's still a little bit dirty. They seem to love it. Like, it's hard to get them out of it, and they've got fresh clean water at the house, but they seem to like that water for some reason. So it is what it is. I mean, that's just stuff coming up out of the ground, and there must be something about it they really like. So I don't know. Bandy, quit. You got water in the house, Goofy. So yeah, and now I've started to dig over there a little bit over on that side, starting to widen it out. And yeah, it's going to look like a pregnant jay with the pond, with the island in the middle, but that's okay. You know, I think the island is, you know, it's supposed to resemble a jay, not look like a perfect jay, you know. So yeah, I've dug that out right there, and then here soon as I get the rest of that out of right there on the edges and clean the edges up better, then I'm going to let the water flow, and I'm going to get all the water to drain down in here, and then I can go in there and start letting this dry out right here, because all of this is pretty shallow, y'all. All of this right in here, all the way up to where the points are. Now that back edge is really, really deep. It's about 15 feet back there, but all the rest of this is pretty shallow. So I want all this water to drain out of here, and then give this a few days to dry up, and then I can get in here and dig this out and make this deep right here. You know, I'd like it all about as deep as that is down there. So you can see, you can kind of get an idea how deep it is just by seeing how far down the dog is from where I'm standing. And then all the dirt, y'all. What am I doing with all the dirt? Well, I thought I'd found a nice property to move to, but then that fell through and somebody bought it on me faster than I could. So it is what it is. But wanted to take you out here and show you what I'm doing now. So I was going to change and buy another property and move out of here, and something real nice up on a mountain that's a lot of acreage and plenty of room, but I think I was going to finish out this. So I've been building up the house pad. And I am going to go ahead and pour the slab, a full-size slab for the whole house. So eventually all of that pile will go away, and all of this will be built up another couple of feet. right through here, and it'll be real nice. I'll have this real nice. I'm gonna take out a few more of them trees and make that my front yard. And of course all that stuff will be moved, and I'll be moved over behind the barn, and keep going from there. So slowly but surely I am working on it. But you know, this right here was, you know, surprising enough, this was actually about I'm gonna say I got 8-9 hours into digging all of this, y'all, and moving all the dirt. And you see that giant pile, I still got to move that pile. All that pile, yeah, is gonna go over here and fill in all this over here. So I got me a nice real high slab, and I'm gonna keep building the driveway up so that when all the rock comes in through here, that, you know, all of this will be real high and the rock will be stable and it'll stay dry, and that's the main thing. Just in case we get another bad winter, you know, just in case. I don't want to take that chance of having another flooded road and driveway. I'm just not into it. Figured while I got all this dry weather, I'm going to do as much as I can with that. So yeah, we'll just keep tinkering away with it, you know. And got one more online appointment for the VA on the 10th, and hopefully they will tell me something here real soon. And as soon as I make that happen, I'm gonna go ahead and go get the loan and just let them start building the house, pay off the what little bit I owe left on this property, and just I'm gonna let the guy that built Big Joe's house, I'm gonna go ahead and just let him do that. I'm gonna go ahead and build it right there. Shawnice is you know, have you seen the house design there? Shawnice has done an awesome job on designing the house just the way I wanted it, which is exactly the way she gave me the inside floor plans earlier. So actually a day or two ago. I thought I sent her an email back, but evidently the email didn't go through. Yeah, she texted me this morning, and I absolutely love the plans, and I'll be sharing those with you here real soon, probably the next day or so. I'm just going simple, y'all. 1 bedroom, a good sized bedroom with an open office, basically. I'm gonna have a big wide desk in there that's gonna kind of separate the office area, so that I don't feel enclosed. Like I'm not gonna go into a room for an office, you know what I mean? It's gonna be open, but just an office area. I don't need an enclosed little room for that. I want to be able to, you know, hang out with the dogs and see the dogs and you know, and all that kind of good stuff, and be able to sit there and watch TV while videos are doing their thing and what have you like that. You know what I mean? You know, because when you're editing, you're sitting around, that video's having to export, or you know, you're importing all your videos to start editing them out, and so you know, you're sitting there just staring at nothing for, you know, sometimes 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time. So at least I'll have the TV right there in the background, so I'll be able to do that. And I'm gonna get my filter system. I found a couple of really nice filter systems, sand filter systems for this. One of them is, yeah, a couple of grand. It's the same, basically the same filter system that SLR has on their house over there. So I don't need it to take rust out. I just need it to take muddy water out. And granted, it's probably still going to be muddy water. Hopefully not, but we'll see. You know, we'll see how that goes. Come here, girls. Before y'all fall off in there. They are right up on the edge here, trying to get something, trying to get a frog, not realizing the frog is already in the water. But she's gonna fall her butt in there. Bandy. Now you see why I'm building that thing there, so that they can get out. Yeah, goofy dogs, but they're fun. That's all right. I love them. That's my companions. So that's what we got going on there. And here soon I'm gonna start moving all this stuff and getting this stuff out of my way. Right now I just want to get the pond finished before all the rain hits and get all the rock in here. So we'll see how this rain does. If it rains too hard, then I'll be putting the shale off for a few days till that dries out over there. But otherwise, here in a week, I'm going to start hauling shale. I wish I had a way to haul lots of it all at one time, but I don't. So it'll be one bucket at a time with Bertha, and just take my time with it. Now, yeah, if I had a way to do it, I'd have a dump truck set up over there and just start loading the dump truck back and forth, you know, but I don't have that option. And man, so I have quit smoking. For those of you that keep bugging me about smoking, yes, I have quit smoking. I've been all day today so far, so good. It's my first day, so I plan on doing it. You know, I've had enough. And I may be lacking on some videos over the next week or so, but trying to keep my nerves settled. I've been a smoker for a long time, and I think it's I think it's just time to do that. So I'm going to be doing some major lifestyle changes as far as that goes. Drinking less sodas, more water, trying to live a little more healthier life. You know, I guess everybody gets to a point at some point where, like, all their vices kind of go out the window. You know, all their vices, they just decide, okay, well, I'm getting older now. That's time to quit those things. You know what I mean? So I can live a little longer and enjoy life a little bit more. And now that I'm at that point where I know I'm not going to have to work myself to death until I die anyway. I want to enjoy it more. So, you know, like I said, I'm going to give up the cigarettes, and I'm going to cut way back on drinking Cokes and drink a lot more water, and start eating a lot healthier. Even though I do eat fairly healthy now, but once I get a vehicle to where I can go shop for myself, that'll change that as well. Plus having a decent kitchen that I can actually get in there and cook some things, and you know, not have to worry about do I have enough room counter space to cook it, you know, and prepare it, you know. Like right now, I don't have any counter space to prepare any foods whatsoever. It's just real tough, y'all. You just don't even know. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. My new house is going to have some decent amount of counter space, and so that I can do that kind of thing. And you know, and like I said, I'm going to keep kicking it. I can't wait to see that start building. Like I said, I am going to have the guy just go ahead and build it. I don't want to do all of that work myself. One, I'm quite capable. I'm very knowledgeable on it, but you know what? I don't want to take a year to do that. You know what I mean? Or a year and a half to do all that. I'd rather just go ahead and get it done. Because to be honest, with y'all, I am tired of being in that barn. It's just the dust and everything else. I don't care what I do. The dust is just nutty inside there, and I am just ready to have some comfort in the world. I want to be able to go and sit inside my living room on a comfy couch and a recliner chair, and you know, and the evenings when I'm done working out there and out here on the Jemstead, go in there and chill. You know what I mean? Be able to kick back in a recliner and watch some football and watch some Shark Week and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the plan. I will be getting adding a couple of more toys to the Jemstead as it goes, and go from there. So anyway, just wanted to let everybody know that's what's going on. You know, I'm still going to be working on the pond, the other pond over here with the waterfall. I will be working on that right at this point now. I'm kind of letting it dry naturally, letting the water drain out of that naturally, even though it's still holding water. In fact, let me walk you over here and show you that. It's still holding water. You know, before it was all dried up, and we got just that couple days of rain, and boy, it filled right on up. So as you can see, it's going down slowly but surely. And you can even see right here where it's been just recently, you know, because that's still wet there. So it's getting there. Figure once it dries out, then I'll fill in this corner over here and redirect that water out and around this tree so it runs down here, and start getting the liner put in there. But as you can see, the way I've got this run right now, you can see the water lines, how it drains out across there and then down into here, and some of it goes out there into the woods. So that's the plan. That's the plan. You can see how much I've built this up over here, y'all. Like a couple of feet so far, and I'm gonna have more to come for that. So, you know, I'm gonna build all of this up over here, so all that water will stay away from the house, you know, and have all of that back there leveled out, even all the way up to the high spot. So all that water will stay away from the house. That's the goal of it, keeping it all the way from there. So I've got a nice dry driveway to pull up in here in. The dogs ain't got to worry about playing in the mud, and some green grass. And again, I am going to be taking out a bunch of these trees right here, just because I don't want them so close to the house, and you know, they ain't gonna hurt nothing. I don't care about all that. I don't need lots of shade out here. I'm gonna have a porch, nice covered porch out there, you know, and I want this property to try and stay dry from the sun naturally. And you know, I'll keep one or two of these, you know, in here. I'll keep one or two of them, like these on the outside bank, and I'll keep that pecan tree over there. And but all this little stuff right here in the middle, that's all gonna go, just so I've got some kind of yard out here, you know, because like I said, I want some grass out here, and I want to be able to enjoy this, because the house is sitting right there. These few trees right here are going to be blocking my view of the pond over there. So I'm definitely going to have that there, because I think the way it's laid out is my bedroom is going to be on that side over there, and my living room and everything's over here. So I want to be able to see all of this, because all of this is going to be grass and everything out there. So I don't mind getting rid of the trees. If I want to see trees, I got lots of them to look at over there. But yeah, you can see how high I've got that built up so far, and I'm going to get it a little bit higher. You know, this was naturally a high spot right there already, but then everything went downhill that way, so I've got to level all of this out. And with the size of the house and the size of the carport, that concrete slab is going to be huge. So I'm definitely going to have the professionals come in here and do that, because I am just not into pouring that big of a slab by myself anymore. It ain't going to happen. I'd rather just pay somebody to get it done, make it happen. So it is what it is. But yeah, again, I screwed up that video for today, so this is what y'all get. Y'all get to talk to me, and I get to show you what I did and all the work that I did and all that kind of stuff. But no Bertha actually working. Only because I just messed it up. But look at that beautiful view, y'all. With the privacy fence up across there like that, right across there. And the gates and privacy fence over there. You know, automatic gate openers. I'll be living in high cotton. Finally. I've had a rough life, y'all. I've lived in campers and mobile homes and stuff like that most of my life. I'm ready for a real house and ready for some comfort. I think I've earned it. So in the meantime, y'all don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed chatting with me today and seeing all the progress that I've made. And I hope you come back and see the rest of it, because I've got another day, probably another day and a half of finishing the J pond up. That part of it anyway, at least that part right over there anyway. Finishing that up, probably a good full day of doing that. And then I'm gonna let the water loose and let all this drain into there. So hopefully I can get that done tomorrow, and then you can watch the water flow into there, hopefully tomorrow. So I'm gonna get out here early in the morning and get started on it so I can see if I can't make that happen. So stay tuned for that video, because that ought to be pretty cool. Then you'll get to see the bottom and how all this is laying out here. I mean, I'm sure all this water on this side will stay deep, but all the rest of that will all go down into there. So in the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit that thumb button for me, and come see me, come hang out with JunktoJems, and go thank a vet, go hug a family member, do something nice for somebody, even if it's just giving them a smile. Even though you don't feel like it, just do it. Okay, you never know, it might change your day too. So until then, I'll see y'all next time. Bye guys.